Hello everyone. So today we're going to study the two-step concept, and this two-step concept is actually a part of the process of attitude change. As per the two-step concept, which is very clear from the term itself, the attitude will change in two different steps. So let us firstly understand the terms which are given right on the slide. One is the target and the second is the source. Target is that person whose attitude needs to be changed, and source is the role model who's inspiring, who's motivating, and probably setting an example through his own behavior so that the target can bring about a change in the attitude. So, we all have our role models, we look up to them, we imitate them, we observe them greatly, and they are inspiring us, they are setting examples for each one of us. So basically, it's how the source is going to help the target bring about a shift in his or her attitude. And very clearly, the target is that person whose attitude needs to be changed, and the source is the role model. Now, coming to the first step in this two-step concept, we have the process of identification. Now, here what's going to happen is that very clearly the target, whose attitude has to be changed, that person is going to identify with the source. So, very clearly, the source we know is that person whose impact or whose influence is going to bring about that shift or change in the attitude. Now, the target definitely is going to have a lot of liking, a lot of regard, a lot of affection, respect, a lot of trust, for the source. And definitely, the source must also try, to be able to feel for his target, for this person. He must also have that affection, that kind of attraction, that kind of positive feeling, towards the target. The source must be able to, in a way, continue to have a very positive attitude, towards the target, and a lot of regard and respect, and of course attraction. And if we understand, this attraction, this affection, this positivity, this respect, this trust will eventually, of course, we will see that, it will be mutual. It'll be, of course, from the source towards the target, and from the target for the source. Now, of course, once this kind of affection, respect, and that kind of positivity has been established, that's what has happened in the process of identification, because the target has been able to identify with the source, so that has already in a way happened, with the step one, which is the process of identification. Now, moving on to the second step, of course, that is all about how the source is going to actually show the attitude change himself first. So in order to inspire people, in order to motivate people, in order to really become exemplary in front of people, we need to first bring that shift, that change in ourselves. Otherwise nobody is going to change, nobody is going to get inspired, nobody is going to have that willingness to bring about that shift or change. Now he's going to bring that kind of change by really changing his behavior, her behavior towards the attitude object. Now, who is this person? This is the source. The source is going to change his attitude because he's going to really work on himself. He's going to really change his behavior towards any attitude object. And here, attitude object is any topic, could be any object, could be any event. So he's actually going to change his attitude himself now you know and now, because the target is so inspired, the target is so in a way motivated by the source, so by looking at the source, that his attitude has started changing, his behavior has started changing, the target will also change his attitude through making a change or shift in his own behavior. Now, of course, this is a kind of, you can say, modeling, or you can say that it's a kind of an observational learning or maybe imitation. because it is the source that has greatly inspired the target, and he wants to change because he has seen the change in the source. Now, if we try and understand with the help of an example, we know so many times, there are such amazing celebrities, and we do have our favorites, and there are so many items that they endorse, and because they endorse it, actually in a way means to each one of us that they probably also like to consume those items. Probably that's the reason why they endorse those items, and we also very instantly we go and get ourselves a particular object or item whichever they're endorsing, and we start consuming it, because we quite like it, and that's what happens. So basically, if we talk about considering an example, let's just take an example of a soft drink. Any soft drink that we know sometimes can be very harmful for us, and whenever we see an ad, or whenever we read somewhere that so and so actor or actress is endorsing a particular soft drink, so it must be nice because they are actually consuming it. And so then, of course, we also sometimes have this feeling, gut feeling, that maybe it's not good for our health, but then instantly feel that okay, if my favorite star, my favorite actor is endorsing, then it must be nice because even he's consuming it, you know. So definitely, then the process of identification begins, and we tend to identify ourselves with particular people, and we want to imitate them, so we start doing what they're doing. Now, if suppose the actor, concerned actor, gets to know that it's not good for health, and he really wants to bring about that kind of shift in the mindset of people, and he really wants to let them know that it is not good for health and they must not consume it. So what is he going to do? He's going to firstly, change his own behavior. you know he's going to firstly, before changing his behavior, he's going to firstly have that kind of positivity towards his fans. He's going to have that affection, that regard and respect for his fans, and after that, of course, he's going to work on his habit of really working on the habit of consuming that soft drink, and maybe he's going to substitute it with some other healthy drink, and so he'll have to really change his behavior first, his own attitude towards that soft drink, and only then can he inspire the people around him. So then, when people will see that now he has started to endorse some other kind of drink, which is probably better and more healthier, so they will definitely stop consuming the harmful one, and instead will shift to the healthier drink, because they look up to their source. They get inspired by their source, they are motivated by the source. They really want to be like their source because the source is their role model. So this was all about the two-step concept, where first is all about identification, there's mutual respect, affection, concern, positivity, attraction developed. And then towards the second step, of course, it's going to be working on your own attitude, your own behavior, to really bring that shift. And then obviously, when you yourself set that example, when you yourself become exemplary, you are going to set that kind of attitude shift, that kind of attitude change in the people. And this was all about how we can change the attitude of people through this two step concept. Thank you.